Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching and listening today. My name is Franklin Andrew, and I'm Business Development Manager here at Spotted. And today, we've just entered the beginning of 2023, and we wanted to sit down and talk about what we expect in the domains of Earth observation and remote sensing for utilities in the infrastructure sectors. We wanted to look back on the happenings of 2022 and what we're looking forward to in the coming year. For those who aren't familiar with us, Spotted is a UK-based company that provides high-accuracy satellite-derived geospatial analytics. With our AI-based solutions, with just a few clicks, O&M managers can spotlight risks towards their critical assets and use them to maintain their network's safety and resiliency. So today I'm joined by Lucy Kennedy, our co-founder and CEO, and Nicolo Theodore, our Chief Growth Officer. So I want to thank you both for sitting down with me today and talking more in depth about this.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay. So let's get started. Why don't we jump back in and dive in and look back at 2022. So how would you describe the state of developments for the geospatial industry from last year?
Oh, well, first of all, the year went by in the blink of an eye. We have got some interesting funding rounds, so companies gaining funding. Also, you see data providers are buying satellite analytics providers, and also a lot of interest in, in the technology and how people can bring it in. We've had our first satellite been put into space by a utility network operator. So the Saudi water utility network operator put up a satellite of their own in 2022. So there's an awful lot going on, with SpaceX has increased as well, launcher capabilities and capacity. So we're able to put more satellites up in space, which means more data and more constellations and different types of sensors in space for companies like Spotted to play with. And I think you see increased interest as well in concepts like digital twins and using geospatial data to understand the changing risks in and around people's assets. The trend we saw with COVID, when people couldn't get out and monitor their assets in the same way, we haven't necessarily seen things going back to business as usual, and there's still an aspiration to move forward with the remote monitoring tools. So that's really exciting.
Cool. Very insightful. So with all this new technology and everything available, is there any, let's say, change in the way that how utilities monitor the risk that they have?
Yeah, last year we spoke to about 100 power and gas utilities everywhere around the world, and we see two main trends. So first is that the requirements in terms of service safety, reliability, and leak monitoring are becoming stricter and stricter everywhere. Mm-hmm. And the second is that climate change is exposing assets to new risks that they were not prepared for or used to. So we see that organizations of all sizes and types all share the same strategic pillar, which is the digital transformation of asset management. Let me give you an example. So while renewables and the distributed generation brought a lot of improvements in the way power network operators are able to monitor and analyze energy flows, still more than 80% of our power outages are due to tree encroachments. And utilities inspect trees the same way they used to do it years, if not decades ago. So the challenge is that while all owners of critical assets are looking to leverage remote sensing and geospatial data to unlock more accurate asset planning and predictive maintenance, often this journey can take years. You need to hire people with new skills, sometimes issue multiple tenders to put in place a properly functioning GIS system, and then understanding what data to use, how to get it, how to integrate it into a new asset management framework. So that sounds like a challenge.
Very nice. Very nice. So how does Spotted keep up with the client needs in the industry, with the different trends, and what are some enabling factors for this?
Okay, well, no, Nicola mentioned all the work that he and his team do in terms of talking to clients and potential clients, and even people who maybe don't have any idea what satellites might be able to do for them. And that's a really important way of doing it. We get out and about at events. We've been to a few really good events in 2022, and we'll be doing more of that in 2023. So people can probably come to our website and can see what events we're planning to attend at. You know, I also think it's really important to be part of the industry, both from the point of view of, you know, providers of remote sensing tools and services and how that connects with our sector. So I'm, you know, Spotted is a member of the European Association of Remote Sensing Companies, and I'm currently their EO evangelist for infrastructure. So I have a kind of formal role to connect what's going on in my technology sector with what's going on in my business sector. And that's really interesting to hear and understand and see the exchanges between the two. Nicola, there's probably lots of other things as well.
Yeah, I would just add that in general, Spotted tries to meet the needs of any type of business user who is looking for useful, easy geospatial data to improve their asset management. We know this is a new technology. We try to advocate its capabilities, but our first rule is to always listen to the needs of each and every customer we speak to. Every organization has different assets, complies to different regulations, has a specific strategy, tools, processes. So yeah, I would say that with Spotted Metrics Factory, we are looking to give our users full control about the types of risks they're looking for, the way they want them measured and reported, so that we can focus on product automation and cost reduction as Spotted, while our users can enjoy a fully customizable stream of geospatial data that meets their needs.
How true. I mean, with any, let's say, newish technology, it's so important to make sure customers understand not just what the potential is, but what the technology limitations are as well. And that's just as important to spot it as it is to sing about the things that satellites can do. And also Nicola touched on our obsession in Spot It for automation. I mean, we could be blasé about this and say, look, let's face it, you know, high resolution satellite imagery has been around for over 12 years now. So, you know, it's not new in that sense, but giving cost effective access to services tailored to a client's needs and to metrics that our clients needs, that is something that's really, really new, and that's what Spotted is pushing for. And the only way to achieve sort of the mass market consumption of geospatial data and metrics derived from satellite imagery is to be obsessed by automation at every level, be it at you know, sales and marketing, customer onboarding, service delivery, after sales, you name it. We've got to make this smooth and easy for our customers.
Okay. Well, we know sometimes that best laid plans sometimes do have their pitfalls, and unfortunately things don't always go to plan. So other than the wonderful things that we've already mentioned, was there something that just didn't necessarily go the way that you expected last year?
Oh, yeah. So one of the key areas in terms of climate change is to reduce the amount of methane that our gas assets emit, be it through leaks or venting, etc., etc. This is a huge opportunity, I think, for the remote sensing sector to play a role in supporting the owners of, you know, gas infrastructure. But, you know, we're being I'm being frustrated, I would say, by sometimes the speed of change within the sector. Are we going to have sensors that are sensitive enough in time for the new regulation that's coming out, or are the new sensors going to come out in 2 or 3 years' time, which might be a bit too late and people will already have their tools and techniques in place? And also as well, we're getting very different signals and messages from the European Commission on what the targets might be. You know, are we monitoring to less than 10 kilograms an hour or less to 17 grams an hour? So between that, that's something, a service that, let's say, hasn't gone the way that we saw it going initially at the beginning of 2022. But let's see where things go in 2023.
Always look up. So speaking forward to 2023, what do you expect for 2023 and going forward? I mean, is there anything personally that you're looking for this year?
Well, should I take that one, Lucy?
Go for it, Niccolo.
Thank you. So I would say that this year we need to continue our journey to first establish digital geospatial data as the industry standard, and then spot it as the standard for organizations looking for digital geospatial data. My objective is to talk to a new potential user every day, with a good share coming from North America, and continue learning new insights to make sure that we provide the maximum value through our data to our customers. And ultimately, of course, we want to keep growing at the same pace we did last year. So we are looking forward to bring in at least 40 new customers all around the world.
There we go. Super exciting. It's going to keep us all busy. But on top of that, we have to keep an eye as well on the trends and what's going on in our sector. There will be new satellites with new different sensors being launched. So we should have our first high resolution thermal data flying in space in 2023, and increased capacity of various different commercial and open source satellite constellations, which will increase the revisit frequency, capture capacity, and the kind of analytics that we can do in the frequency on which we can provide new and updated metrics to our clients through our services. And there'll be as well the development of new services as we continue to collaborate with infrastructure owners in the development of new services to help them monitor their infrastructure. So I'm personally, there will be a few more probably grey hairs by the end of 2023 as the pace just keeps picking up.
I can understand. So before we wrap up here today, was there anything else that you would like to add to the audience before we finish?
I think the only thing I would add is that the kind of services that we can deliver today is vastly different from what we could deliver 2-3 years ago. And again, it will only, the speed of change is just getting faster and faster. So that'll be again different in 3 years' time. So if people are unsure whether they have an application where satellites can play a part, I would encourage them to, reach out to Niccolo or myself. There's nothing we like more than talking to people about what satellites can and what they can't do, because there's an awful lot that space can do for problems down here and Earth, and that's only going to increase in the near future. So reach out and have a chat with us.
Okay. Well, I want to thank both of you for your time. I want to thank you both for your insights today, Niccolo and Lucy, again. So since we've come to the end of our discussion, I hope that everybody was able to take something useful away and learn something today about what we observe and what we do within the industry. And just our daily day-to-day discussions with our clients. So the last thing I would love to say is, if you have any questions at all about how to protect your critical assets, how to look for future risks, failures, or anything, please feel free to reach out to any of us and all of us here at Spot It for a free consultancy talk. And I would like to thank you all and take care and goodbye.
Enjoy the year of the rabbit all.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks very much. Bye-bye.